I'm good enough. That's a whole other way of doing it.
We'll agree with that dynamic as long as you take gender off of it.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of like namaste, but it's similar to namaste. I mean, people in other cultures, that's what
That's
they
see
say to one
the
another, and it
God
has
within
nothing
you.
to do with gender. It just sees the divine in each other.
You need more of that.
Yeah, but we that
More of that.
has to be a current in the culture.
Well, that's why we're saying that in many ways you are bucking the energy of what's going on in the consensus. Just by being more conscious, being aware of your own moral compass. And we don't mean the false morality that most people, suffer from,
Hmm.
where they're where they don't trust their gut and their internal. And if we were to tell you anything, you know, be willing to more often start to trust your gut in a lot of these things. And the more you do that, the more assured of yourself you will become, the stronger your foundation of self, the stronger your foundation of I am. And as you reach that dynamic of that authenticity, you can again reach out from that sacred I am and become a we are without losing any of that identity. Now, you've all done it to a certain extent already. You're all on the path. So we would say, keep it up.
I agree with that, and I do think that uh, unfortunately some people think, oh, I've done it, I've done what I'm supposed to do, I've arrived, and then they don't have to do any more work. So
Mhm.
don't I think
But their
there's
reality shows them something different, doesn't it? You see, what are people can say that, but what kind of reality are they living?
well,
What's the
it's
truth
both.
of the, huh?
The truth of the matter is that we should all continue to do something in
But you
terms of
will. Your
staying in touch
reality
with
will
our I
force
am. And
you,
you can't just like achieve it and then, oh, I'm done.
but
And I think a lot
everyone
of people
will.
do that in the new agey world that I see and bump
Well,
into.
the new agey dynamic has brought you to where you are right now.
Well,
We're
I'm
not
talking about
even
what people
we're
are
not
doing
even
today.
talking about a dynamic of feminism, but the dynamic of feminism has brought you to where you are right now, has brought you, and it's all an extension of and the Channel and Adrian are as responsible as anyone for promoting the dynamic of the New Age belief system for all of these years. And the dynamic really is also that, it's led directly to to the dynamic of wokeism.
Hmm. And that's even now polarized.
Oh, for sure. Well, again, you had MAGA that was seemingly a cohesive force that's now broken up into like three different viewpoints of dynamics. You've got the Democrats, you got the far left, but there's no place left for the moderates or anyone else within that whole dynamic. So there's no room for compromise. You've got two different polarities banging heads with each other. So until someone with some sense comes in and interjects and can be heard within the dynamic of the consensus that basically says, hey, put down your bullshit and let's solve some real problems. Well, from our perspective, that really comes, is that going to come through a raising of frequency that's happening as your galaxy moves through higher frequency ranges within the universe? Well, that's happening. Is that going to be the result of the dynamic? Or is it going to be a situation where someone or some ones of you look around and say, look, if we just provide, and we've got enough, there's so much wealth on this planet that we could simply provide a basic dynamic of support for each individual, and we can encourage people to be more beyond the dynamic of having to survive. If people did not have to survive, what could they accomplish? Well, the argument is that people are just going to fuck off and not want to do anything. Well, that's true. Some people will. But we think of this group only the channels of that.
No, there are people in my
You
life
laugh,
who,
Natalie. You know it's the truth.
Barry, you're saying there's people in your life who would fuck off and not do anything?
yeah, they've gotten into financial situations where they don't have to do anything anymore. They're really just like fucking off their day. They
But
don't
there's
accomplish
nothing for them.
anything,
But there's
and their
nothing for them either.
creativity. Well, they're unhappy, and
If other people were there, if there were things available and there were other people, no, no, everything would change. There would not be, people would not be bored in that sort of way anymore. You have to understand, people invented pickleball. They can, they, we're serious.
So Jenny,
pickleball life.
I'm into
What's
it
the other
now.
one? What's the other one where you throw the beanbag into the hole?
Cornhole.
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 Come on, ladies, please.
So we
You're
don't become
telling
either
me-
athletes
You're
or
telling
artists.
us that humanity is not creative.
Well, it'll be creative. That's for sure.